Hey, welcome back to Fixing Things. I'm here at my barber shop and I got a special for you today. My son is working on his trailer and he wanted to share some of the stuff that he does at his house on Fixing Things. My son, he's just like me. He does the same kind of projects as I do, and he's rebuilding a rusty old trailer that he wants to put back in service so he can carry his sound equipment in. And he has a giant, I'll put a post picture here somewhere, booby screen that he does. He goes to the schools and private parties and trailer parks and stuff like that and sets up these giant shows. So on this episode of Fixing Things, we're gonna see my son rebuild a broken down box trailer. Hopefully he finishes it. I haven't even seen the videos yet, so I'm gonna start editing now.
All right, this episode of Fixing Things, we're gonna be fixing this trailer right here. The frame's rusted out. It's in really bad shape. It was the best thing we could buy for the money, but the whole floor's gone. So we're gonna be taking, try to figure out the camera, the walls off, the wood floor off, and then rebuilding the frame rail. So stay tuned for Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. All right, so fortunately I went to take the wall panel off, and I thought was a Torx, is not a Torx. So every single bolt, I got to drill grind a spot in it so I could take a screwdriver and get them off. So that's where we are. We're in the process of taking the walls off. I'll get back to you once I get all these off. All right, so just to show y'all, this is why we're doing all this. There's the frame, which I'm hoping some of it's salvageable. Then you get back to here, and there's no more frame. So we're gonna have to rebuild all the back of it. And I figured the easiest way to do it is to remove everything as much as I can that's around it. What I didn't know was it had another channel on it. We'll just have to work around it. But that was the reason of pulling it all apart. It's all right, it's just one more hurdle. All right, we're to the next part. We got this wall off, the other wall off, all the screws. The rear doors are now off, which we're gonna have to rebuild those today too, because they were completely trashed. And the other wall. So next, we're gonna remove all the inside pieces, the wood on the inside. That way we can get to the bottom, and hopefully we can do a really good frame repair all the way around on the bad spots. All right, so this is all just screwed in. So I'm gonna get all this unscrewed and pulled out, and then we'll get back to the next spot. All right, we got the walls off. It was definitely a lot more to it than I thought, mainly because it was 3 million screws. So next we got to do the floor. So here's what we got. All right, there's the walls that are gone. There's the floor, it has screws. We may have to break them off, but once we get this sheet off, we'll be good to go. And then also, I noticed that the frame is bent, the little one down there on the bottom, so we'll straighten that. And this top piece on both sides is broke, which is allowing this thing to flex back and forth. So we're gonna have to fix that too. But that's all right. And one day, soon we'll be working on that project. All right. So we got the floor out, the walls off, and I did a little bit of cleaning on the frame to see just how bad it is. Like I said earlier, this was bent. I was able to just lean up against the wall and push it, take a hammer on the bends and tap on them, and it's straightened right out back to where the frame was at. For the frame rail, this side is not going to be too bad. It's actually damaged all the way to here. So we're going to take that steel, we're going to make a piece that's going to come all the way to here and then down, notch around this frame, come back up and come to the end, and it's going to overlap on the bottom because the bottom shot too. So that would be a nice piece there. Then we'll grind it all up, we'll paint it, we'll prep that piece. This side is not as bad, but of course you got a whole big bad section here, which actually comes all the way to here. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side. We're gonna get a piece, we're gonna bring it up across here and overlap the other piece on the bottom. So this will all be one piece. The top of this rail is strong, so it'll be all right. So we're gonna go ahead and fix this side now, and then we're gonna figure out that side. So once I get everything started, I will show y'all what I'm doing, and then we'll continue. All right, so I know I said I was gonna put a piece on both sides, but I'm not gonna have enough steel, being that that side is so much worse. We're gonna put one piece on this one, which we got it already cut up and made. We're gonna stick it on there and weld it up. And that will, the top is still solid. This will make the side solid again, which is gonna carry the load. And then the good parts on the bottom. So this will be one whole good piece. It'll be just like a C channel through this section. All right, next I'll show you after it's on there. All right, so we got that piece welded on there, and then the top header fell off on my head while I was working on it, getting it prepped. So we got this piece cut. It's gonna overlap there. And then we're gonna put another piece that's gonna overlap the whole corner and lock it all in. As you can tell, the frame is bad. It's still bad all the way underneath here. And it ain't too good there. But I'm gonna make another piece that's gonna go from here to here. It's gonna sit over top of this one after we get this all put in. Because as you can tell, there ain't nothing there. It was all rotted out. And we're also gonna weld it to the frame for the stuff, just to give it some more. So by the time we get that in, the other piece in, we fix the header, it'll be pretty stout. And there's the hole in the other side. But remember, we fixed the other side of it, so it's still good. Remember, the sidewalls will carry your weight. So we put a new sidewall on the other side of it. All right, let me get back at it. All right, so here's what we got done. The new frame rail comes to here. And there's the piece that's boxed over the bad spot. New frame member. You can see it goes all the way across to right there. You can see we welded the outside together, and then I haven't finished my welding because my welder got hot. Once that's done, I'll get that welded on the bottom, and then the bottom part of the frame is fixed. All right, this is gonna end the episode of Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. Of course, I'm not Pastor Bill, I'm my son. So we got the frame rail done tonight. I wanted to get the whole trailer done. It didn't happen. I still got to fix the doors, fix the header that fell on my head when I was working on it, and get the walls back together. So, and I got a little bit more welding to finish up tonight, but this will do it for now.
I hope you liked the video. I had to put a picture right here. He's got the trailer done, and he says it's working great. That was a lot of welding. That thing was pretty rotted out. So those things can be fixed. And sometimes people say, oh, I'm just gonna junk it. Hey, sometimes you just gotta fix it. That's what I do, I fix things. I'll buy somebody else's stuff that nobody else wants, put a little bit of time, a little bit of money into it. Next thing you know, the General Lee looks like brand new. Next thing you know, the me-haul truck looks awesome. Next thing you know, a trailer is ready to go back in service. Hey, God bless each and every one of you. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. My son knows that also. God bless you. I'll see you on the next episode of Fixing Things. Just like me.